everyone, it's Coach Vicki, and welcome to another episode of Optimal Life Balance with Coach Vicki, where you learn to take charge of your life and have fun along the way, both personally and business. Today, I'm honored to have a special guest here with Jennifer. Jennifer is another coach, but she also works with helping single moms thrive financially. She tells me the three steps to multiple streams, of income worth working on the mindset. So, and today we're kind of going to go over how to use systems coaching and tools that you can use to achieve your goals. Because right these days, we all know there's so many things going on in our life, it's hard to stay focused sometimes. And unless you have some systems in place and then learn how to take the action steps that go with those systems, you'll never achieve your goals. So today we're kind of going to go into what Jennifer uses and what she helps her clients with. And we're just going to have a little discussion and see what else is out there. Because like I said, I've been sharing with you guys over the past month or so on different tools, techniques, and things to help move yourself forward. So I wanted to kind of bring in some new people to give some other perspectives and other areas of your life that you may not have thought of how to achieve your goals or different goals you may have. So Jennifer, thank you very much for coming here today.
Hi, Vicki. Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be on your show today. So I definitely appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, first, I want you to tell a little bit about why you do, what you do, and everything else, and who you help, and then we'll go into exactly what the program, how you help them.
Okay, so I help single moms thrive financially, become financially independent, because I myself have been a single mom for over 10 years. So I'm a little experienced in that.
Yes.
I started wanting to help single moms when I first, no one goes into marriage wanting or thinking they're going to become a single mom or a single parent. So unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. Things don't work out, but it does happen. So what's the first thing we need to do? We need to learn how to thrive financially on our own. We don't have, two incomes anymore coming in. So we need to, us as single moms, where it's put on us daily to, run the household, just, financially, take care of the kids, do everything on our own. And when I found myself 10 years ago, becoming, a single mom, I was hit financially. I didn't have that income anymore. Mm-hmm. I had to run a whole entire household by myself. And I was only making maybe $900 a month.
Yeah.
How can you raise 3 kids on $900 a month? You can't.
You can't. And trust me, you can't even raise one, because I've been a single mom my whole life. Type of raising my daughter myself too. But even like I said, even doing it my whole life, you still have that pressure of everything on there, and you have to figure it out and think of other ways.
Definitely. And you go from one stage to the next, because when they're younger, and then you think it might get easier, but now mine are older now. They're 20, 17, and 16, but it's still there's bigger finances now. You have car insurance, cell phone bills, and everything else. Yes. I mean, yeah, they do help, they're able to help now, but I had to find some way to keep that income coming in. You still work, I still work a regular 9 to 5, but eventually, if you're lucky to have child support, it does end at some point. And, I'm coming up next year where my second one's ending. Still have a third one, but you have to be creative. You have to, find those streams of income to replace it and not have to work 80 hours a week, And
the thing is, and you want to, as a single mom, or even just as a woman itself, you want to be able to be self-efficient. You think else, right, and feel proud in yourself and not rely on someone else. When you have that relationship in that marriage, that's great, and there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes you forget that you should be able to stand on your own, even when you are married. Type of an idea, because something may happen of whatever, you want to be able to do it, and it's never too late to start standing on your own being a single mom or not a single moms, but to learn that there is a way to financially support your family.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Because you never know. And even just what we went through with COVID and, the pandemic, everything shutting down, some people were left with no income, one income, regardless of your marital situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to find something
Yep.
to do. You have to. I wholeheartedly believe in multiple streams of income for sure. That's definitely a must.
So explain that a little bit about that multiple streams of income. What does that actually mean? Because most people think they have their one job and that's pretty much all they should they have. They never can have time to put another job in and still have that work-life balance type of an idea. And my thing, like I usually sometimes you may have to go out of balance of season for a season to have the long-term balance. So, but explain a little bit when you're saying about what multiple stream of income actually means.
So multiple streams of income is, so I feel like a lot of people are still with that old fashioned mindset. You work 9 to 5, you do, just your one job, you work your 40 hours, you come home and you're done. Yes, very well. But, you always, that one stream of income might just not be there always. So I believe, and you should have multiple streams of income, whether it's going out to find a part-time job or we're more in the age now where you're in the online space.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And you're finding there's so many things out there. And I encourage all my kids to find something there's so many opportunities online to do things legitimately, obviously. There's online selling platforms, there's passive income, and passive income is one of the big things right now where it's passive. So it's something you set up one time and it reoccurringly makes you money.
Yep. And then people don't realize that there is so many of those things, because when they think of online, the only thing I think most people think of is network marketing.
Correct.
Where is it good? It is one of the different things on it, but these days between course creations and other things that are out there that you, like you said, you could set up once with what you know and be like what it's called an industry evergreen, something that will always just produce for you from that season of investment type of an idea, so that you can have that passive income without working the other 80-hour job.
Right. And that, and that's being single moms, we already work, we don't want to work more.
Yeah.
We want to work less so we can enjoy our family, but still bring in that income, and it's just, there's so much out there that you can do. I mean, if you have a skill, market it, sell it, doesn't matter what it is. And I have a friend who does pottery, and she just does YouTube classes on pottery, and she just teaches it. Take something that you love and find a way to make money doing it.
And that's just the thing, is these days there is so many, and with being online type of stuff you can do, and there's so many platforms. This TV show is one of the platforms you can even do things with, or like you said, YouTube, Facebook. There's so many platforms out there that you can do it, and a lot of them don't cost you anything or very little for what the reach you can do, where it used to be you think you have to have a brick and mortar store,
right,
and put all that investment in and stuff like that. These days you can start a business with really very low investment to it, and just your knowledge, like you said, and do something you love, because who doesn't want to do a job that they have passion about?
Absolutely. And life is too short to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah, I've learned that really much. Something else, like I said, my mother passed away a little over a year ago, my aunt just passed away a week ago, and it's realizing, and that's where I started with the show and the things that I'm doing, is I realized I'm at an age where I don't want to work by 9 to 5 anymore. I'm working on those multiple streams of income, but doing something I love at the same time, because I want to be able to enjoy this second chapter of my life type of thing idea. And that second chapter can come at my age. It can come out, like you said, younger, because now if you're a single mom, you're now in another chapter. It could be whatever in your life that comes, but you should want to try to do, like you said, making what you like, and see how to monetize it. And
Yeah,
it's nothing wrong with doing that, as long as you're coming from a good heart, that you're doing it to help other people on it and not just doing it to make a buck, I guess is where, some people say, well,
right.
you know,
Absolutely.
and that's where you were saying legit and being who do your research on who you want to go business with or who you want to do things with.
Right.
So,
Stay true to you and what your morals and your values and your core values and what resonates with you, and like you said, to help others. It is about money, to an extent, but if me and you are making money but helping others, how many people are we reaching today?
mhm,
That might help people,
mhm. Well, and it
you
is,
know?
and and like I said, because you're going from the right place in the heart and in your beliefs, you will achieve more because you have done it and you realize that you can help someone else make it easier because
I know all the people that helped me, along the way and still help me along the way.
mhm,
And now it's my turn to reach back and bring up
yeah.
and help as well. So,
So tell me a little bit about how and what you help your clients or who you like to help with.
who I like to help, now I'd like to help, obviously we want to help everybody. My specialty and what's dear, my passion is hard, obviously, is single moms. Um, but how I highly recommend, if you can, to get a coach, any kind of coach. I have several different coaches for several different things that I want. You have to, you know, find someone that knows a little bit more than you, so you
Yep.
have that growth mindset, so you can grow also and
Hmm.
keep going and
Yeah.
keep going. Even coaches have coaches and upon coaches because they want to grow and learn and have that growth mindset. So that's one of the definitely the tools that I use, um and
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 yeah, I
help.
agree with what you said. And I did the same thing when I was starting on my journey, when I started my health journey back in 2018. I had to find a health coach. I think else that which helped me lose that 150 pounds I lost. But when you do it on your own, you don't have the same thing else because the main thing a coach to me is someone to guide you, cheer you along, but hold you accountable on that till you learn to hold yourself accountable.
Correct.
And there's different types of coaches and different types of stages where you're going to need certain coaches. Where, like I said, I work with a lot of women who's starting out and who need to get those basics set up, type of an idea. And maybe when they hit the certain thing, they may need a different type of coach to take them then the next level. Or, like you say, and working at different coaches for different spots of what you're doing. What I find is the saddest part is most people think they're not worthy of a coach. Most moms and things that they don't think financially they can afford it, or they just don't think they're worthy of putting that investment in themselves.
Correct. Or they just don't need one. But it's you need, like you said, I agree. You need one for all different aspects of your life. If you want like a life coach, a business coach, a health coach. When I first started being online, I was scared to death to go online. I cried. I didn't want, anybody to see me. I was so
Yeah.
scared. I would hurry up and turn the video off. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I got a coach that helped me, overcome that.
And
Now I
it's
go online like it's nothing,
yeah,
you
but it's a
know?
season. You don't. It's not like you're going to keep that coach for life. That
Right.
coach was in there for a season. They helped you with a thing you needed, and then they
And you go
gave you the
on.
tools, the aspects, the tools, the systems, the framework, whatever terminology you want to use with it, and then you went on to the next thing. And that's
Correct.
what. So when you're saying about what do you then work with them to how to figure out what is one of the things you use of multiple streams of income?
So I use what I call my tool, and I use it every single day. It's called my SMART goal technique.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if you ever heard of that or
Yes.
anybody ever heard of that, but I use it all the time. So, you have to be, my SMART goal technique, you have to be specific. It has
Mm-hmm.
to be a measurable, the action steps you're going to take, be realistic in your goals, and, put a time on it, put a
Yeah.
time limit on it.
Yep.
So
And
that's one.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to sneeze on you there. Oh no, I totally agree with it. And that's part of my framework system too. And the only thing that's a little bit different is the A for us is accountable, to have that accountability. But it is, if you don't set up your goals with the intention of the proper actions to take, it's just a dream. It's not tangible
Not take right.
on that. So what else would you want to share with people about on how they can start using some stuff?
So the biggest one for me, and it's something else that I do every single day, is my mindset. And I know maybe some people overuse that word or misuse that word. I'll just change your mindset. Well, it goes a lot deeper than just changing your mind.
Yeah.
You have, it's, oh, just change your mind. You can do anything you want. Yeah, you can, but it takes practice. It takes discipline. It takes absolute belief, in the things that you say and the words that you say to yourself. I used to be, so negative with the things that I say, especially with money, because we're always like, I never have enough. I'm never going to make enough. There's never enough in the bank. My paycheck's never enough. Well, if you keep saying it's never going to be enough, guess what? You're never going to have enough ever. So, every day I'm always like, I'm so happy and grateful that I have my home and I have money coming in from multiple streams of income. And, there are weeks sometimes maybe you do get a little bit low. And I'm like, I'm not worried because I know it's coming.
Yeah.
I know it's coming.
And it is, like you said, people say, well, affirmations are just things else. Affirmations are just affirmations. But when you put the belief and the thing behind the affirmation, you're not going to say, okay, well, I have thousands of dollars in my bank today. Well, you got to say something you're realistic to it. But I have the potential to make the money that's needed. Anything else, but believe what you say. It's not just, otherwise it's just words. If you don't have the belief in the mind thing to go behind those words, but just as much as when you say, like you said, the negative thoughts, those are just words too. But what happens is you believe those negative thoughts. So that's what happens. So you got to do, like you said, it's switching that mindset to say the positive words, but then start believing in those positive words and saying them, like I said, you can't say that, it's going to be perfect tomorrow. It's same as you didn't go the negative all of a sudden. It's going to take time, like you said, to make it a positive.
Right. Because where did that negative start? It started deep down when you were younger.
Yes.
And now, you just have to slowly every day. And that's what I do. I get up at 5 a.m. every single day. And I'm always, doing a little bit of meditation, my affirmations, I'm reading, and just do that first before I can actually start my day. That way I can handle it. And then anything that comes my way, it just happens. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay.
And it is. And it's because, but what it is the importance of, like you said, you took some self-time. And some people say, well, I'm not a morning person. Then do it at night. It does it, if you work, to me, I'm more productive at night, but I still spend some time in the morning. But it's just spending whatever time. It's in the middle of the afternoon, whatever it is, to spend some time on you and realize what it is. Starting in the morning is best because it starts with your intents for the day on that. But it can be 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour.
Yeah, people think it can be hours and hours. No, just take 10 minutes. Just take 10 minutes. Go somewhere quiet, close your eyes for 5 minutes, and just say what you need to say. Say it morning and night, morning at night before you go to bed. Because if you do morning and then you're negative the rest of the day, it's really not going to work.
Yeah,
you got to think of it all day long too.
Yeah, and like I said, and those are things like I have sessions I've had before about how to build habits and set up triggers, and a type of an idea of, even if, like you say, into on your Fitbit or your watch, whenever it goes off for something else, utilize it as I'm doing well today. It's give yourself, and you got to find what affirmation works for you.
Absolutely.
Because what works for me, it might not work for somebody else. For me, it's, that I'm designed by God for greatness, or I can do it. On my mirror in my bathroom, it says, you got it. Take the actions. By taking the action steps, you can do it. But it's that top of mindset. Like you said, it's got to be visible. It can't be hidden in the drawer.
Right. You have to say, and it doesn't matter, anything in life. If you want to succeed, you have to have that mindset. And in my clients, my first thing is, let's get the foundation. Let's get your mindset. What's your relationship with money? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love, you have to have, some sort of foundation first. And then I take them step by step, and build on that. I can give you, 100,000 ways to make money online. And you can make it, but you have to have this first.
Yeah.
You have to have that financial mindset and good relationship with money first.
Yeah.
Before you
and definitely, like you said, as a business strategist coach, I do the same thing. It's I can give you the tools and stuff to grow your business. But if you don't have the mindset that you are even worthy of growing your business, you're not going to put that into, because you're going to think everything you're doing is not going to work. But the tools that you use for yourself, you could use for your business.
Right.
People think it's a whole different thing. It's like, no, it's you are your business. So when you work on you, you're working on your business.
Correct. Absolutely. And I solely believe, like, my thing right now is on Poshmark, and if I did not have that mindset that was going to succeed, it just wouldn't.
And what is Poshmark?
So Poshmark is a online seller, a reseller market is what I want to say. So the best way to describe it is, you go to your girlfriend's closet and you like some things in there, maybe like a shirt, t-shirt, pair of pants and boots, and she says, okay, I'll sell it to you, and you buy straight from a closet. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. So there's a lot of, resellers. I just have 3 people I just signed up to have them. They started their closet and they're doing pretty successful right now, getting started. I do have like a free masterclass I started,
cool.
the basics of starting. I hold one every month, once a month. It's free. How to get started making money, with Poshmark. And that is something we talked about earlier, about little investment. Literally, it could be no investment at all. There's like no sign up fee. There's no nothing. You're just taking things out of your closet.
Is it clothes only, or is it other things too?
There's clothes, men's clothes, fashion, jewelry, electronics, cosmetics, and some pet items as well.
Very interesting. I should have done that when I lost all the weight. I gave all of my clothes away. I should have sold them all.
You could have sold them all.
And I guess I didn't realize that I could do that easily.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. But it's something that I don't have to leave my house for. And it's something that's been consistent for me for the last 7 months.
Well, like you said, it's another stream of income. And the thing is part of in what we teach, and thing else too, by finances is about learning to green gap and learning to set your budgets, and doing all that is finding that extra income. Well, how many of us have things in our closet or in the drawer thing we don't need that is value to somebody else? Right, so why not sell it? And even if it's an extra few $100s, it's an extra few $100s. It can go towards something bigger, or it goes towards groceries for the month, or whatever you need to do. But realize it's stuff you've got already. And then the decluttering takes the weight off your body. It takes the weight off of it when you start decluttering the mess around you, and realize that, like you said, you can make an income out of it. It's like, oh, wow.
Absolutely. And it's been a major bonus for me, and it's been a big blessing for me, actually, to do that. And I've created a pretty decent business out of it. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Well, that's definitely good. We will definitely put in the comments and the things on our post when we promote this for everyone, all her links and stuff like that in the masterclass that she has with it. I might want to go see what that's all about myself on there with that. But what else do you have that you think that would want to know on how to do multiple incomes and how to use those things that we may have?
So I do have a free ebook that I created as well, like the top 10 online businesses for single moms and what you need to know before you get started. So it gives all kind of ideas on basically no investment, to get started, or very little investment. So
What is one tip out of that ebook that you can kind of share with us today, at least?
um, market your skills. Find something, like we talked earlier, find something you absolutely love and just find a way to make money doing it. Just find it.
And like I
Find
said,
your passion.
and it can be as easy as something if you are a talented drawer or painter, like you said, or the one person you said who makes pottery. Some
Mhm.
people, it doesn't have to be high tech science things. People, like you said, it's
Wow.
something. And I guess what the thing that I always realized with it, even when I started doing some of it myself, is just being a few steps ahead of somebody. But sometimes you're going, well, everyone knows how to do that. It's like, no, everyone doesn't.
No.
It comes to you so naturally. So that's that you say, well, I don't even know what I would teach or what I would show or what I can do. What is something you love that does come naturally to you? It doesn't come naturally to maybe everybody.
Right. I mean, you don't know. I mean, what if somebody wants to learn how to sew? I don't know how to sew. It could be something as simple as teaching that, or something, if you're familiar with Canva, how to create, just something, a banner. How do I
Yeah.
create a banner? Just go in and do it, sell it, market it. You never know what people are looking for, and
No.
you just don't know. It could be techies, it could be something very simple, showing how to do techniques on your iPhone or your phone. So
I could use that sometimes on how to I get this. I said, even doing like you said, I'm doing this recording and stuff like that. I'm now gonna have to figure out how to put the banners on the names and stuff, do things. Like I said, it is, and what I use is YouTube, or I will go to
yep.
someplace. But and the thing is you put things out there and people follow, and it some of the stuff does take some time into building an
Mhm.
audience and doing things. But if you're doing something you like, you don't mind doing it and taking the passion behind it.
My biggest advice: be consistent.
Yeah,
Be consistent, and you never know who's watching you.
you
You
don't.
never know, because I've had people come up to me, 5 months ago. Hey, I saw you did this. I'm like, yeah, I've been watching you for 5 months. You have? Okay, that's great. You just don't know.
Yeah, and that is the big thing. Like you said, when as a businesswoman, as like you said, and as strategists, I teach people post and do things, and they're going, well, people are seeing. It's like people are not seeing it. You think it you're over posted or doing things. There's a way of doing it, nice properly. And I go into that with all my clients too. But and a prime example is last night I had went out with an old girlfriend with it, and she's using a product that I used and didn't ever realize I was doing it. Type of an idea on there, and it's because I had it made. I promoted it, but maybe I didn't promote it enough. That it
Right,
actually, because you know how Facebook and algorithms and works, who wants to
right.
see and who doesn't on that, and that's part of what unfortunately sometimes you have to learn. And then people going, but I don't know how to do all that. Well, that's where you get a coach or you get a virtual assistant or you get those other things once you can. Some things you have to
Yeah.
learn and do it at the beginning by yourself. But even getting a beginning coach who could help you set up some of those systems. And then when you're ready to take it to the next level of marketing and using the tools that are out there. There's so many things that I utilize for my clients of marketing tools, and how to do lead magnets and how to do things to get for little to no investment to in the long run get what's out there and how to stand out differently on it. But and you can do this, like you're saying, with any stream of income. You can have
Right.
multiple things out there.
Right. And I do want to stress that, some people think, well, the market's saturated with what I want to do. Okay, that may be true, but no one is you.
That's it.
No one will do it like you do. You and I could sell the same color tube of lipstick, but you're going to sell it a different way or market a different way or talk to different people a different way than what I would.
Yeah,
So it
and
doesn't
it is,
matter.
you know,
You know,
and like I said, a lot of the things we talk about, we use both with our clients of mind setting and doing things on it. But like I said, who our client niche is a little bit different or who we emphasize. But either way, who they resonate with is who you should go with. And that's why I tell them, like I said, let's meet and talk a few minutes to make
Mhm.
sure I'm who you want and I'm you who I want to work with. It goes
Right.
both ways as a coach or a business person type of an idea. But even like you said, when you're starting your business, there's how many people out there can do paintings? Do you ever see two
Right.
paintings the same
No,
on it? I used to teach
no.
that when I did retail, when we did displays. It's like you may know the foundations together, but everybody does it differently from based off of them.
Right.
So, like I said, there's not too many, and there's how many billions of people in the world? I don't think
Absolutely.
get that type of an idea, but I think there's enough of people out there to get. And like I said, and
Right.
with the online industry these days, it's not just the people in your neighborhood.
Right. It's not the right. It's not the girl next door. It could be, I have friends in Australia and South Korea, and who would never know? I taught a group of women in Africa, how to make money. How would I ever be able to do that? Never. I never would have thought I'd be able to do that. And that was amazing. So,
And I have to say one thing, like I said, even though Zoom and stuff was out there, that is one thing from COVID. Like I said, I would have never met you.
right.
I would have never met a lot of the women that I work with or help or interact with, even in my other groups and stuff, if it wasn't for that we did networking and met each other online on
Right.
that and be able to share what we do and do everything else and meet each other's, people and stuff like that. And for it, but well, like I said, I'm excited that we got a chance to meet today and talk a little bit. Like
Absolutely.
again, we will in the when we advertise this page, everything else, we'll put your links and stuff like that so that if anybody wants to get in touch with you, they can also look you up on Facebook. I'm sure you're there for it. But if one final word you'd want to say to the audience, what would you want to tell them about?
You will make it. You'll make it. No matter how hard it may seem right now, you will make it. I promise you that. It'll everything will be okay. You may be your darkest hour that you think, but you will come out. There is light. You will make it. I promise you that.
And yeah, and my thing is the journey is the fun part. When you start to see yourself change and start seeing what you're doing and fruition of it, enjoy the journey. That's what I try to tell everything else. And I tell myself that the same thing is I'm enjoying this journey into my next season on that because you would think you never would able to do something. Enjoy the journey.
God put you through this hardship and pain for a reason.
Yeah. And I've learned that myself. Like I said, I am definitely faith-based myself, and I put that into I've gone through all the seasons in my life for a reason, and it's come to fruition to now take all of what I've gone through and help somebody else out. And I'm going to still go through seasons while I'm going through this. And same as you, like you said, there's 10 years of being anything else. If you go look back what you were before, it's night and day. But even from a year ago, you're probably a whole different because you want to grow and learn and utilize what's out there. So I want to thank everybody for showing up today with it. And just remember that you are worth it. For it, when you put the time and effort into yourself, you're paying it back to everybody else because the better you are, the better you are to share, the better you have to help others. So with that being said, as I always end my shows with, is have a blessed and fun day, and we'll see you next time.